Hey, welcome to Coffee with a Closer, where we're sitting down with top professionals in the real estate industry and learning some of the stories behind the success. You're in for a treat today. I've got a decade-long professional that's been in the business. She's been a realtor, she's owned her own brokerage, and she's helped countless families. I'm so lucky to have Jamie Warosh with me today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was good. I was a little nervous when you asked me, and I thought, oh, I don't know. Does anybody really want to hear about 37 years of the industry? But I guess I find more and more people do.
Absolutely.
It helps to share the experience for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yes. So thank you. I know you're super busy, so I really appreciate you taking the time to come here today. Before we get started, I'd like to learn a little bit again of the stories behind. So tell us a little bit about you, how you got into the business.
I think I remember back then. Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was always in the industry of helping people. Obviously, I was in the restaurant industry when I was younger.
Okay.
And dealt with people all the time. I managed restaurants. I did everything there too. Really, it came down to my clients. My clients, really inspired me. And, the hours that I put in, I would work all the time. If you manage restaurants,
Sure.
you live there. There's holidays, you're there, everything. So, I just really thought more about it and never really, it wasn't something I wanted to do all my life. I thought I'd be in restaurant management and working in that industry. And yeah, I just decided to go out and take my real estate course. Back in the 90s, you actually had to take written courses.
Okay, tell me about that.
It was a little bit harder to really, do because I had to go to the library. So that's where I got my information. There was no internet. There was no Google, no AI. I had a lot of trips to the library for my studying to find my material I needed. So you really had to do a lot of research yourself to be able to get through that test. They didn't have the materials today. And
you
it
had to be
wasn't
very
online.
resourceful, right?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Or you would never pass that exam. So I do remember taking it at Parkside. And there was a bunch of us in the auditorium. And what was hard about that, it was a written one. And then you had to wait 6 to 8 weeks to know if you passed.
6 to 8 weeks?
Oh, that was the longest 6 to 8 weeks of my life.
Oh, my goodness.
I think I called my mother at least every morning, waiting for that mail, waiting to see if my career is going to change, right?
Yeah.
It was a lifestyle change. And I do remember the day it came in the mail. I still remember it. Sometimes things burn in your head.
Yeah.
And although that was 37 years ago, I still remember the day and how I felt when that came and it said pass. Oh,
Amazing.
my God,
So you
girl.
passed on your first time?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I was lucky. A lot of research, though. I did say I went to the library a lot. So, but, that just goes to show that if you have a passion for something and you really, really want it, anything's possible. You just got to put the time in, the work in, and do the resource, really check and go after everything that you can learn about something in order to succeed at it. So, so that was it. And then lo and behold, I did a little bit of both for a while until my real estate, I had a great broker though. I will say that. Times were different back then.
Okay.
You didn't get high commissions. You got broker training.
Okay.
The brokers made more money than the agents back then.
Sure.
But the nurturing that I received was so valuable. It really was. I loved him dearly. I stayed with him 5 years. So he really taught me a lot of things. I can do a closing. I can do a closing document. I know what an abstract title is. I can do your closing all the way from the beginning to the end. And only because of that's what they taught you back then. You didn't have all this technology and help. I did my own closing statements.
So training was important.
Back then you had to have it or you would have never survived.
Yeah.
It was definitely a different era than it is today. Today, I got to say, I probably would be a millionaire if I would have known and had the tools today that I had back then.
If we could only go back in time, right?
I have a lot of talks with that girl from way back then, but you can't. But you still now have the resources. You do still have everything. And like I said, it took me about 5 years to actually feel that this is my career. This is my career, my path I should take. So it did take a little while to figure that out. But once I figured it out, it was a phone book, A to Z. That's what I was told. When I started in real estate, He sat me at a desk with 5 other people in the room, gave me the phone book, and said, call A to Z.
Really?
I said, what do you mean call A to Z? These people don't want to sell real estate. He
Right.
said, no, not yet. Call A to Z. When you get to Z, let me know. I think I made it to probably M,
Really?
and then I took off. And I mean, ever since. But that was hard. I mean, you talk about rejection.
You have to have really thick skin, and I think that's hard in this business today, because that's a lot of people are afraid to pick up the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Even we're not calling the phone book, but even calling maybe family or friends. Like you don't want to bother somebody, right? So you're afraid they're going to say, like, don't call me. So what would you say? You're calling through the phone book. What did you say? What was your script?
Well, and I remember, because even somebody said the same thing. You just had to be ready for you were going to get no's.
Okay.
He prepared me for that. He said, just be prepared. Nobody's going to like you. They're going to hang up on you. They're going to be rude to you. And just, if you get no's, just expect that you're going to get no's. And when you get a yes, you'll be excited.
Yeah.
And so when I went into it with a different mindset than, oh, I'm going to call everybody. They're going to want to sell, right? This is the biggest thing I hear and I've heard throughout my career. I know everybody. I have lots of friends and family, and I have tons of people, they want to sell and buy their house with me. But when you get into the business, realistically, it isn't the same of what you think.
Yeah.
Most of them feel you're new. They're not really ready to take the risk. There's just so much to it. But I have to laugh. When you take a phone book, I would love to do that with several agents.
Yeah, that would be
Take
fun.
that phone book. And I had a lot of people. One guy said he's not moving till he dies. That was probably my first call that I got that I wasn't ready for that.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, if that happens, keep my information. And maybe keep my information in the drawer, and maybe somebody in the family will need me then. And that broke the ice.
Okay.
And honestly, a couple of years later, I did list his house.
Really?
But yeah, he had to go into his senior housing.
Yeah.
So he really didn't quite die as he wanted to there. But it was funny. You just never know. But I did break the ice. Cute little things I used to do, too, to actually get attention was I used to go and buy little shoes, and I would put them in boxes, and I would drop them off at the doorstep. And little note in there, and when you open it up, it would say, now that I have my foot in the door, I'd like to introduce myself.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
That was a big one. So these are the things you had to do back then to actually stand out. Like now, I can just go social media crazy, right? Which I am. People recognize you everywhere, but trying to get somebody to recognize you without the internet, without the social media, you had to be creative. So yeah, that's probably one of the cutest creative ideas I think I had.
Yeah, I think some of that still applies today, though, because even if, like you mentioned, there's a lot of social media, there's a lot of ways to get people's attention, but it's when you do those little out-of-the-box things that people will notice.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of calls even with people who didn't want to sell.
Yeah.
They were like, you know what, we're not interested in selling, but that was the cutest little thing that you sent us that we, So, I mean, it was generating, and as my broker said, and I remember the words he said, it's not about what you know, it's about who knows you.
Right.
Get everybody to know who you are, and you'll succeed.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, 37 years later, I probably know way too many now in the town, but that's okay. I accomplished my A to Z. Yeah. And I accomplished to make sure that people knew who I was. So I think that to me is success.
Because I think it all boils down to like conversations, right? It's like how many conversations can you create? And doing those little creative things are ways to get the conversations. But you have to be willing to get out of your comfort level to do it.
Correct. I think that I would love, and I keep thinking about it. I told you this, I'm kicking it around, is to take what my knowledge that I have now and really instill that into the younger generation that's coming in now. Just the things that they don't know. Getting through the test is easy now. I mean, I don't mean to be mean to say that, but I actually offer the courses, so I help students all the time, and my students are getting through. I'm right now at 100%. Any of the students that I put through, they've passed.
Yeah.
But that's the easy part. what do you do when after the license?
Right. Now you have your license. So now what? What comes next?
Right. And most of the companies are in a different, I don't know, it's different than it used to be. You know, they're offering more to the agents in ways of financial than they are the support and the systems that they need. You know, we all have, and I had a franchise, so I'm not speaking, you know, against anybody, but I had a franchise.
Sure.
They did provide me with certain amount of tools, but not the tools that really needed to help me succeed in my business personally. It was just a broad.
Okay.
You know, and I always say, you can give me all the tools in the world, Michelle, but if I don't use them, they're just tools.
Yeah, that's interesting, because a lot of what I found in my own business is like, you read a book, right? Or you hear a podcast and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I should do that. But ideas are ideas, right? And it's not until you actually like put action to them that you're kind of testing them out. Kind of like this podcast, right? I wanted to do a podcast for years, and it's kind of like, let's just do it, right? Let's dive in. We have to put action to it, and then it gets better, right? The first time's not going to be perfect, but it gets a little bit better, and then the next time you do it gets a little bit better, until you kind of do that consistency, and then it all works out.
Consistency. That right there is the key. Consistency every day you get up. So I have a routine still, and I'm telling you, I still do open houses. I still make lead calls. I still do everything.
The basics, the fundamentals.
The things that they're telling them they don't need to do. Pay us money. We'll do all that for you. I'm like, I really don't think, no matter what, it's all in you. Like what you're doing right now. I was very impressed. I mean, when you talk to me about it, I'm like, okay, right? You know? But the impression I got when I came here, the way you greeted me, you know, the gentleman you have working with you, I mean, just everything has such a good air about it. And it has a very professional setup too. So, I mean, first impression is the most important impression that you make on people. So I see you doing very well with this, and
appreciate that.
And I see you've had a couple of my friends on too that I haven't seen in forever.
Really?
Yeah. So it was nice to actually see Renee and a few of them that you had, and you know, it makes me smile that somebody's actually taken the time to listen to us and help us get our stories out, because real estate agents, we work really hard. I mean, the ones that have made it, I have to back them. I mean, it takes a lot of power and strength every day to get up to be in a commission-only world.
Exactly. It's tough. It's not for the weak-hearted, right?
Weak-hearted's that's a good way to say it.
And I'm having fun doing this. I mean, I love talking to people and just kind of learning their stories and learning what brought them to that success. Because I'm a big believer. Like everyone's the same at some level, right? It's what you do with the tools that you have. Not everyone has the same tools, but what do you do with them?
Correct. I mean, it is. I can give you something right now, but if you don't use it, it's no good to you. And that's what I dealt with a lot, having an office. I mean, I went all the way from starting out with 5 agents when I opened my own. I had 38 agents at one time in a big building, my franchise. I mean, I really have seen a lot. And I just see, a lot of the agents, they don't want to learn that tool. And they blame everybody but their self. And, and it's hard because you have to be careful. These days, obviously, everybody's very sensitive. So it's hard to be a leader and a manager and carry all the weight and all the issues, and yet deal with people when you try and direct them that they still continue to go over here when you're training them to go here, right? So, I learned a lot from all the years that I've been doing it. I think the biggest credibility that I got to give is to my husband of all the people. He's been with me 32 years,
Really?
32 years of this. I leave the dinner table. I have left the dinner table. I hear agents tell me, I would never do that. You know what? That's up to you. It's okay. That's not your world. But my husband and I, we both support each other in whatever it is we do. So without the support of my husband and then my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's important. Your support system in this type of a job is definitely important.
Oh, with this type of job, you better have some very much caring and understanding family members, because you're on the phone when you're at, and I know all the agents will agree with this, and I'm sure they will. I mean, we're always on the phone. We're always, having a shuffle, or something comes up. Somebody wants to write an offer you didn't expect.
Yes.
Like people say, are you off today? Well, right now I am. But I've always been that way, and that's why I've lasted as long as I have, because my family understands that that's my livelihood, and I work when my clients need me.
Yeah.
Not when it's convenient or works in my schedule. So, but it's not for everybody to do. And I think a lot of the coworkers that I seen that you had, and I do call them coworkers because they've earned it, they will agree to this. They all will agree to this. We sacrifice more than the public even knows. At night when they're making these calls and they're frantic, and we're sitting with our family watching a movie. They don't know this. You're not going to go tell them, oh, I'm sorry, you interrupt me, Michelle. I know your deal's falling apart, but I'm watching a movie.
Right. Can't quite do that.
I don't think you'd want to work with me after that. So
Sure.
this is the part that the public doesn't get to hear. What does an agent sacrifice to make it work so you don't lose that home? Right?
And unfortunately, it's kind of like you're on call 7 days a week, right?
The doctor without the steady income. That's what I always said. And that's something, too, I stress, is that when you are working with an agent, and this is all they do for a living, take a step back and understand that the time they're giving you is free unless they actually sell something. I work for free all the time.
Sure.
Yes. Do I get closings that make up for that? Yeah. But what do you do with the 20 hours that you've got, especially gas right now?
Oh, boy.
I want to go back and tell one of my buyers they owe me gas money if they don't buy a house pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because you are in that situation. You are working until you find them a home.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think that's probably one of the hardest things in my whole career, I could tell you, is not having the stability of any benefits. I have no retirement. Well, I do, but I had to make everything happen for myself. I had to put the benefits in. I do have health insurance. I'm running like a corporate, but I'm the one managing that. I don't have company matches. I don't have paid vacations.
Sure.
I think that's the biggest thing, and I think the most challenging is that you really don't know when you're going to get paid. And the market can turn at any time. And that's where you have to be creative to do other things to be able to generate some revenue.
Okay.
Right? That's what I did. I did a lot of other things to generate revenue that was focused around real estate, and it helped me get by. And I had to learn short sales and foreclosures, and that was the market in '08. '08 was not a market crash. That was a livelihood crash. I watched a lot of big people, good people, lose everything they worked for 30 years. So I just think that, you have to be creative and learn more than just selling real estate.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to invest too. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Here
amazing.
I am, 37 years later.
You mentioned something. You said, it's important to have like your routines down. What is like a daily routine? Maybe it's not the same every day, but what would be an ideal like daily routine for you?
Most of the time it is every day, unless I want to take a break or something. But usually I start my day at 5 a.m.
Okay.
I don't answer calls. I don't do any of that. I take a 5 to 6 just to figure out my day, right? I use technology pretty big, and I use it a lot. So I have my AI assistant. I just talk into the AI, and this is what I got to do. Please put my day together. I do a lot of that, yeah.
That's
awesome. So 5 to 6, I just really plan my day. I tell my AI what I have on my schedule. I do have a personal assistant too, and I just tell them everything that for that hour, and then it's nice because now when she logs on and she's got to do her date, she's already got everything. So I don't really have to be on with somebody all the time, and I don't have to handhold. You have the right tools. So yeah, I would say 5 to 6, I do me.
Okay.
And then who knows what happens. Like today, I've been out all day yesterday. I'm doing a lot of pricing right now. Homes are starting to come on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. People keep saying that there's not going to be. I have done more listing and pricings this year than I did last year at the same time.
Okay.
So I think that's the day that I have is just, normally buyers looking up houses for people, doing networking.
Yeah.
I really haven't got out and networked a whole lot. I did stop that for a while because I
Okay.
needed to do some readjustments. But
Sure.
yeah, so just that's how agent's life, you know. I could say that I have a day off, start planning, doing something at home, and out the door I'm going in 2 hours to show a house.
Yeah.
So that's the everyday life that I have. But I also now am an empty nester.
Okay.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Yep, 2 boys. Yep, one's 43, one's 21 now. So I'm actually enjoying coming back into the realm with not having the structure that I had to have back then. That was hard.
Yeah.
To all the mommies out there right now that are selling real estate and they have kids, God bless them, because you had to juggle. Now that was a day that was more difficult than now. Me, it's just a casual do what I want to do. But back in the day with the kids and everything, you had that routine that, yeah, God bless them. That's a lot of work to have a career in real estate and raise kids.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's very commendable. Now that you are an empty nester, anything you like to do for fun that you weren't able to do when you were working 20 hours a day? Not that you're not still working, but
No, but I made some really, really big changes for myself that my family always wanted me to do.
okay.
I mean, I went from caring for everybody else and teaching everybody else and making superstars out of everybody else. And they come and go. That's part of real estate,
Yeah.
right? But I went from that now, it's been almost really a year that I've just literally focused on me. Girl, I've had 6 vacations already. I'm leaving again. Oh, yeah. They're
Tell me
called mini vacations.
Okay. Okay.
So,
love that.
yeah, my husband and I have both teamed up. He's doing a lot of my clients' houses now and helping them. So we go in and we both help you. If you're looking to sell your home, we give you an evaluation, not just on pricing,
Okay.
but what we can do for your house. So working with him again, yeah, and then
That's
taking
amazing. So you guys are like a
vacations.
husband-wife
I
team.
love it. We were, yeah, we were back in, but we did it for everybody else.
Yeah.
Now it's just him and I. So lots of vacations.
Good.
A lot of downtime that I've never had in a long time. So
Good.
I guess you could say I went 360. I really have went full circle. And now it's crazy. But I am, like I said, I'm working on some projects. I'm going to start getting back into some things that I think are going to be very, very valuable to the community this time, not to the real estate agents. So I'm sort of taking my focus and then going in a different direction with it. But yeah, no, I love it, girl. I do. Being with him and traveling, and I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Just take mini vacations, right?
Amazing.
So yeah, so
Amazing.
that's what I'm doing.
Do you have I wanted to kind of get into a little bit of the work that you do. Do you have a specific niche or a certain type of client that you like to work with? I think you said you work with a lot of first-time buyers, or?
That seems to be what's like drawing to me right now.
Okay.
I'm picking up a lot of first-time home buyers that are a little lost,
Okay.
maybe not educated as they want to be. Without saying much, I mean, is that my expertise? I mean, not really. I mean, but I'm not really saying that I'm specializing here or there. I'm going to specialize wherever you need me. So if you need help and you need that education, I would think that after selling, I say millions of homes, but after dealing with so many clients throughout the years,
Yeah.
education is probably the biggest thing. And that's what I like about the new buyers. They're almost eager to learn.
Yeah.
They don't want to go, oh, I already know that. Oh, I know that. Or, oh, I bought before.
Sure.
I always say everybody's a real estate expert. I just do it every day for a living.
Or they might have a family friend, like a parent, or somebody always has
Yes.
advice to give, right?
Yes. And the buyers, the newer buyers, they want to know this. They're more, I don't want to say more knowledgeable than most of the buyers back in the day. They just have more access to the knowledge now that, hey, what about this? And what about, they're coming up with questions that buyers from 15 years ago would have never even knew to ask that.
Sure.
So, but they're not for sure, right? Everybody's different. As I said, I did a post today. I have 4 new buyers, new clients that I picked up. Every one of the lenders are different. Every one of them are different. And that's what the buyers, they don't know.
Yeah.
Well, why are they different? There's things that you gotta, you gotta know that your score is gonna drive it, your debt ratio is gonna drive it. You cannot compare yourself to another buyer. And this is the part they're like, really? Well, most of the agents they've spoke to don't have that education yet. They're just trying to learn sales, yet to learn the financing. You know that, right? Learning that financing is just a whole different area.
Yeah.
And that's where we rely on you as a professional, but they still need to know that I know enough to be able to give them the guidance that they feel confident with you, right?
Yeah.
So we work in this together as a team.
Yeah, exactly. I like to work with first-time home buyers. They're kind of my favorite because, like you said, they come into it really not knowing, and kind of to be able to hold their hand and walk them through that. It's so rewarding at the end to kind of see them get into that house for the first time. I can't tell you how many people have told me, I didn't think I could do this, and then to see them, like, it's so fun. So
that's
I love
probably they are the most excited.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're jumping up for joy and everything else. So that part I gotta say too, but weren't we?
Yeah.
I know when I bought my first home, I know and I remember I was just like them. I'm like, I went inside my house, shut the door, and just started screaming and running around that, oh my God, I'm a homeowner, right?
It's amazing, right? It's yours.
Oh yeah. So no, if you remember where you come from, you will always be successul.
Before we wrap up, I do have a couple of rapid fire questions I want to ask, and I did not prepare you for this. So,
oh, you were not supposed to do that.
No, this
All
is
right,
this is just for fun. All right, so this podcast is called Coffee with a Closer. What's your favorite coffee drink, or what's your favorite drink?
Does it have to be, can it be alcohol?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
I will take one of my pina coladas all day long for a celebration.
One of your pina coladas?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a special recipe?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
My family all knows that my pina coladas are not like pina coladas you're getting out at the restaurant. Because they always say they're sissy drinks. Mine is not a sissy drink, I promise you that. But I got to say, I would say that my pina coladas and just enjoying and winding down. Yeah. I mean, coffee, I'm not a Starbucks. I don't,
Starbucks?
No, I don't really get into that more so than... Yeah, I don't know if it's just the bartending in me still. It's always going to be the pina colada. So.
All right, love that. Favorite vacation spot?
Wow.
You mentioned you've been on a couple vacations.
I really shouldn't tell you this because my husband already says that I stirred up way too much and too many people go in there now, but Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Okay.
And anybody that knows me, and they all know me, Hilton Head, I've been going there since I met my husband. He took me there for our first date.
Fun.
So that's still our paradise and still where we love to go. And now everybody's going there, though. I have a lot of people that I know. They're like, hit me up. Hey, tell us all about it. Where do we go? Because we have been there, we go almost every year.
Fun.
Yeah. So, that's probably my paradise.
All right. What is one book that every realtor should read?
Think and Grow Rich.
Love that.
I'll probably give you two, but Think and Grow Rich is definitely a mindset. And it does talk more about, and it goes over more about what I said.
Okay.
It's the mindset. Your mindset is going to take you wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
So I think and Grow Rich. And then I do have a second one, though.
Okay.
Who Moved My Cheese?
I love that one, too. Yeah.
Them were the two that I still have from the day I started.
Really?
Actually, there was a lender who gave me the Who Moved My Cheese.
Okay.
And then I had another producer that said, read this book and maybe you'll be where I'm at one day. Okay. So, which was the Think and Grow Rich. Awesome. But he was being sarcastic. But it's okay. I took it as you can't take things serious like that. You just, I read the book and he's right.
All right, well, I do want to thank you very much for talking with me today. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, what would be the best way for somebody to get a hold of you?
Well, obviously you can go ahead and look at the screen here and you can see all my information and let it guide the way for you. I look forward to talking to you and give me a call.
All right, well, thank you for listening to this episode of Coffee with the Closer. Follow us along, and if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can reach me on my cell. I'm at 262-496-4582, or follow me on social.